YouTube, what's up? I'm recording this on my new phone, just because, I wanted to at least get a video up on Saturday like I promised. I don't know if it's still, yeah, it's still Saturday. Watched the episode when it aired, and, I have to say, I'm gonna start off saying a couple of things I didn't like as opposed to the things I did like, because in this episode they outweighed in that order. I felt that this episode was very, very cheesy. I think that it kind of dampened the mood after the last episode, kind of making it really, I don't know, it had a different feel, and I think it just felt really cheesy, because any episode that deals with sentiment or memories or love or anything like that, usually kind of, it doesn't really work very well. It's kind of cheesy, and not in a good way, not in a Doctor Who way. It's cheesy in a television way. I didn't really enjoy how the entire episode had to do with the Queen, little girl, and this mummy guy. It's just, I was kind of disappointed. I thought that was just going to be like an opening to something else, but the very end was whenever he confronted the big sun guy. Sorry if there's any people out there that haven't seen the episode. Spoilers. The mummy guy was just a alarm clock for this big sun that was the god, and then in the end he explodes the sun by feeding it an infinite amount of possibilities because it's a future memory. I don't know, I mean, it's like, what? He beats the bad guy by it feeding off of sentimental value from an object and a memory that is based in the future. So therefore, it destroys him. I don't know, that was really, like, oh, come on, like, really? But, okay, that's what I didn't like. What I did like, I'm going to go on what I did like, not dwell on bad things. I very much enjoyed the Doctor's attitude. The Doctor's attitude in this episode was very funny. It was very silly. Not silly. It was like, he was kind of short with everyone. He was kind of, yep. He's just like, I love that part when he's just kind of like, yep, yeah. Just kind of, like, the way he acted the entire episode in the lighter moments was so enjoyable. I loved his attitude. I loved the dialogue. Once again, Stephen Moffat, great dialogue. Bad guys, not so much. The bad guys that were the helpers of the alarm clock of the god, I don't know, that was kind of wishy-washy. They didn't really serve a purpose. There didn't really need to be an iconic bad guy for this episode. Why does there have to be an iconic bad thing for every episode? I mean, really? Switch it up. Sorry. Okay. I also liked, whenever, I loved the interaction with the aliens, although it was very, very small, but there were, the aliens, I very much enjoyed the aliens, the design, it looked all new. It looked like they just made up all of these aliens and just kind of threw them on screen, and it looked like there was a lot of potential in that episode, but it just kind of crapped on itself. But hey, design of the whole episode, the area was very cool. It felt kind of like Hellboy 2-ish, the Golden Army. If you haven't seen it, it was like the kind of market scene. It reminded me a lot of that in terms of cinematography and style, which was awesome. And we're getting to see that Clara's specialty is children. We kind of assumed that before because she was a governess, but I'm cool with that. It's alright because kids watch the show and they want to appeal to them. Sure. Everything else I loved before, the new TARDIS, the new outfits, still rocking, still cool. Oh, sorry, I forgot about something I really despised about the episode. The way he used the screwdriver in this episode as, like, a wand. I mean, I know it's kind of used as, like, a magical tool. Not a magical tool, but like a scientific tool that kind of works on most things. You know, it's kind of silly sometimes about how many things it works on. And it does open doors, but the way he did it in this show, he would scan the door, you know, like he usually does, and it would go up. But he would have to hold it up, like actually hold up the door, like the weight of it with the screwdriver, which I thought was completely inaccurate as to how that would work. And even if he did have to hold it up, he like stands there for like 2 or 3 minutes just holding it and like struggling, when he could just go like this and then dart out on the other side of it, which does lock them in. And then that poses like drama. It pits some kind of, you know, suspense against the Doctor. And then like the people get there and he's like holding back this, like, their rays or whatever, their like force thing with like the force field that the Sonic emits, and he's using it like Dragon Ball Z or something. He's using it like some kind of like holding it back. I was like, what? He never uses it like that, and it really, I just thought it was misuse of the screwdriver. It wasn't really, I didn't like it. And then after all of that, after all of like being trapped in there, she's like, oh, by the way, I know a song that can get us out of here. That might have been helpful 5 minutes ago. Don't you think? I hate it when people do that. You know, it's like, oh, by the way, at the last second, I know a way to get out. That's just, ugh. And the whole, I mean, I'm not a big fan of singing in shows, and there was a lot of singing in this episode, and I didn't care for it. The episode overall, I would give like a 3 out of 10, and I know that's harsh, but there are a lot of things in it that I felt, once again, there was a lot of potential. There was a lot of potential, and they kind of just soiled themselves on it. They had this entire world mapped out. Not really mapped out, but just this entire mythology, and all these people, all these, like, this variation of aliens on screen that were so visually interesting, that were there just to be visually interesting. And then the person that was the main part of the episode was this little girl with scars on her face, who was not that great of an actress. Oh well. But yeah, I didn't really like this episode. I'm very much looking forward to the next episode, Cold War, which I think will be my favorite episode of this season. So there's that. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll do my review of that when it comes out next Saturday. And bye.